I don't like using Twitter as that standard. They should just go in the room, sit down, have a conversation, chop it up, talk about the biggest issues that they don't like, what they can do, and then move on to the next stage. What's going on, guys? We are back today, and man, there was a lot of crazy matches.
It's my boy Kissy K, very prominent in the FGC community. Sorry that I had to get him on such a cursed ass pause, but let's get it.
And a lot of big announcements happened at EVO Japan, but unfortunately there was a lot of issues on the production side. A lot of players voiced their concerns and opinions, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about my take on this. How do you guys feel about this? You guys let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and let me know how you guys feel. Alright? Let's jump to the EVO Japan recap of all the stuff that has been talked about quite some time, man. I don't know what it is about tournaments nowadays, bro. I just feel like I personally want to blame two things. I think the biggest thing that we have to blame is that some of these consoles just was not it, bro. Just was not strong for fighting games. I mean, these things were just not designed for being actively on the screen for far too long. And like this complaint, this has been going on for years. You know, I would say this been going on ever since 2016. I mean, it was bad even then, but I think that what happened is when everything started shifting from like the Xbox 360 to like what we have now, I just think the performance. And I would even say that it was more of like TO's fault. I would say it's more of just the consoles and working around the consoles and like it just being the main source. But because Sony was like sponsoring and things like that, players are stuck to like playing what these tournament organizers are sponsored by. But you know, it comes to a point where like Sony has to kind of step in and make the quality increase. Oh, Majid Obama, yeah, that was the year when the Dirty Power, right? Where like half of the tournament you couldn't even play because of the monitors literally flickering and DCing controllers. Yeah, it's BB and Street Fighter 6. I mean, not 6, 5. Half of the players had to run it all back. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like the people who are trying to talk the most has not been there and done that. They are just getting there now and they are just seeing things.
My only issue with Kizzy's setup is he has the lights in the background that react to talking. I don't think he needed to react to talking. It could just be static.
Talking about it in different ways. It just happens that one of the players has been the most.
But he seems like it's one of those situations where it's like I got it, so why not use it? You know what I mean?
Scapegoat for the change. Whether if he put it on himself or not, the fact of the matter is, people are criticizing his focus.
I wish it could just be like solid panels
that are very important. That has no reason to be saying anything. And again, you know, I even told him. I said, look, you know, I appreciate you actually. And respect you for being very vocal about things like this. However, I wouldn't have went this way or this route, but I respect it, you know. And he knows, he acknowledges. I know the way I go through things may not be something that everybody likes, but he don't care. He wants the best for everybody, and like I'm okay with that. I'm okay of the reasoning. However, I would have done things differently. I'm just saying sometimes you just got to be justified with the way you act and distract from the message or point. I agree with that. I 1000% agree with that. But I feel like it's our jobs to articulate it and make sure that the main point is being addressed because it has not been addressed for years, bro. For example, Frosty Faustings. This year's Frosty Faustings was the worst Frosty Faustings experience I've ever had. I was so checked out. These tournament organizers are like, I'm not expecting it to be so big. And I'm like, bro, fighting games have gotten big. What you expect? You know what I mean? Like the more games come out, the more new people come in, the less entry we get. That doesn't even make sense. You gotta prepare for the worst. I'm tired of that, bro. Yeah, no one who actually knows. Yeah, that is Twitter. But you know what that does, bro? That just brings more people who are actually in the scene also add fuel to the fire because they don't like him. Even though he's saying the truth, no one's going to listen to him. And what people are doing is just creating narratives that aren't true and making things worse than what it actually is. And what blows my mind is that I've been saying this and I've been talking about it for quite some time. Like, you know, bro, the players actually got it really rough, dog. Especially if you're a pro player. It is so obvious that it's not even funny. It is not even funny, bro. anytime somebody talks about production or something like that, I swear there's a group of people that just get mad sensitive and saying that that is not true. Prove it to me. How can we prove it at the moment when it happens random? Outside of saying like, yo, this definitely feels different. And everybody is saying this is the first year where like they're talking about tournaments, and I mean they're talking about monitors at like this tournament, and like that is really
Let
great.
this man
like,
cook.
You know,
Let
like
this
the
man
new
cook.
monitor that they're using for EVO. You know how they announced that? That's going to be like the new monitor and shit like that. I like that. You know why? Because you at least have about 6 months to figure out what are you going to do and like what this monitor is going to be and like how can you get it. It'd be nice if EVO could do like an EVO coupon, be like, hey, if you register for EVO, you get 45% off or some shit like this on this monitor. That way you could prep for it, some shit like that. You know what I mean? Something like that that could be really good for trying things out like this. Anyways, it is important to confirm that Punks and the others were right, and the EVO Japan 2023 stage setup with impacted players is also necessary to confirm it was a stage. It was the stage and the stream design itself, not the end zone monitors. We will prove that to you at other events this year. First of all, shout outs to Rick. I appreciate Rick actually speaking up and, you know, confirming this. This is actually a huge step to a positive direction. This is indeed the first time I ever seen EVO actually acknowledging this. So I will hope logically that this should be a standard for all big events. I've been talking about it quite some times that I just feel like it's EVO. When you're competing for the biggest tournament or like the biggest tournament, you expect the quality of the name that presents itself. The quality of the event should also be good too. It should meet that expectation. We're at a point where like some of these big quality events can't even provide headphones, bro. What really sucks is like, bro, like, you know, you come out all the way out here and then like that's the experience you feel or get, you know what I mean? I think even just by acknowledging the things that went wrong should really just be a thing. However, I don't like using Twitter as that standard. They should just go in a room, sit down, have a conversation, chop it up, talk about the biggest issues that they don't like, what they can do, and then move on to the next stage. We should be using the things that we have to make our quality better. That's why I'm not necessarily pulling the full blame on like certain things, but the problem is this disconnect, bro. It's just a real big disconnect, and it's biting us in the ass, bro. I remember when I went to DreamHack Atlanta, and I was talking about how the setups is just really bad at the stream. You know what they did? They was like, you know, we're gonna try to get this fixed because I don't want you guys having like that problem. I know how that feels, and they did their best to fix the issue. I feel like there's just a big disconnect with like all these organizers. I'm gonna be honest. If you got an ego in this shit, I'm gonna tell you straight up, you ain't shit. If you think you're the shit in this shit, you ain't shit. I ain't shit. We all ain't shit, dog. We all coming at the same place. So you might as well just get comfortable with all these people who think they are shit and get shit with them. No one's going to like tell me different because I've literally seen it happen. I seen stuff that was not reachable because people was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm just saying, bro. They think they're a walking trophy, but in reality, you with us, you might as well get with the program and shit. Take that clown mask off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't shit. That's how it is. Nah, I mean, Punk has been talking about it for a long time, and you know, players felt like that for quite some time. You know, I think it's important that players should like speak up, which is why I'm talking about it right now. Every time you bring this on the internet, the issue can never be fixed because everybody just asserts their own point of view that is incorrect. Every single time, bro. You know, main people talking about, yo, super laggy monitor settings. Main screen monitor is laggy. Hopefully they'll fix it soon. You know? And then what people say? The monitor was fine through 2 straight top 8s without complaints. Just people making shit up because they don't know anything. I personally think you don't want to be mad and go on the internet. I think that's the worst combination ever in the world.
Low key.
You don't ever want to go.
That's called just being salty, dog.
That's like you're literally asking for everybody to come at you, right? Because you know what they say, man. Everybody always want to get you at your lowest. But when you're at the top of the world, nobody want to talk to you, right? I truly think that at the heat of the moment, being mad, the internet was probably the worst thing you could do. I truly believe that. It's the worst. But at the same time, it's stuff like this. It's like, we do need the voice in some shape or form. We need it. There are players who will take the time and sit down and talk about the event. I'll take that over 10 tweets anyway. But they don't want to do that. Yeah. You know what it is? What sucks too is like it's hard to talk about things like this is because people turn it into a mob. You know what I mean? Which is why I'm just really like anytime I see some shit that is like mob language, I shut that shit down, bro. Prime example of Mr. 2023 saying some crazy ass shit. I was like, yo, Happy New Year's, bro. You done. But how do you guys feel about this? Do you guys want to talk about something that you guys feel? I want you guys to ask questions that are like super important because you guys are the viewer experience, you know? So it's important for you guys as well. To a certain degree, it's very important. So if you guys want to like...
It was a very good video. I enjoyed my man's. He was just talking in general about like the FGC community and like how people be. It wasn't too bad. Enjoyed that. Come on, let's get to the next video though. What else we got for us?